Hello, one and all. This is Liz Grace Christie, back with another weekend goddess report. This is goddess report number 15, and it is for the weekend of February 7th through February 10th, 2025. I'm going to do my best to keep this report short because I have a lot going on this weekend and I have a lot to prepare for. I'm a fashion designer, among many other things, as you all know. Yes, I'm an astrologer, podcaster, fashion designer, and DJ, and this weekend I am a part of the Portland Winter Light Festival. The Portland Winter Light Festival is an event that happens once a year, and it celebrates the return of the sun and therefore the days getting longer. And how we celebrate here in Portland is different locations around the city create art pieces around the theme of light. So you can imagine there are a lot of light bulbs involved and lots of pretty colors. And this weekend, I will be in the Southeast Industrial area of Portland at Jaja PDX. I'll be selling my clothes on Friday from 7 to 11 p.m. as a part of their Black Light art gallery. And the next day, Saturday, February 8th, you can find me DJing and selling my clothes at the same place, Jaja PDX, as a part of the Underground PDX event, a really fun cyberpunk themed event. Carrying on, you can find me next weekend at the Cat Bus in downtown Portland. I'll be DJing from 3:30 to 4 p.m. and the location is Yankee Avenue. We're going to be throwing a renegade, y'all. So come find us out on the streets, and there you can find me DJing and me vending as well. And just so you know, all the events I listed both weekends are free. So you have no excuses unless you literally just don't live in Portland, Oregon. Or if you're listening to this report past the time I'm inviting you to these events. And for those of you curious about the clothes that I make, I've been making clothes ever since I was 11, and I have a bachelor's degree in fiber, which is to say textiles. So I'm pretty good at it, I like to think. However, I don't really have any way of showing you what I make online because I don't currently have a website for my clothes. I only have a website for my astrology business. If you do have an Instagram, I suppose you could look up Lizz with 2 Z's, followed by Grace, Grace, design. That is my label. I tend to sew clothes and then sell them at local events, such as the ones that will occur over the next 2 weekends. I don't really tend to take many pictures because I got a lot to do, like this weekend goddess report. So let's roll on into the astrology for this weekend, February 7th through February 10th. Well, for starters, we start the weekend off on Friday with a moon in Gemini conjunct the planet Jupiter, who recently stationed direct. Beyond that, Mercury is conjunct the sun in what we call a Cassini, which is to say it's very, very, very close to the sun, almost like it's outshining anything that Mercury has to bring to the table this weekend. So our minds are a little bit absent, to say the least. Mercury may be a little mentally hindered this weekend, but the sun in Aquarius means business, and it is certainly all about them. So with that in mind, be sure to keep your egos in check out there, or maybe just be ready to experience some big egos this weekend. Now, egos aren't all bad. They can be a lot of fun, and I feel like the energy is pretty high and good for going out to an event like the Portland Winter Lights Festival. With that in mind, just be mindful as best as you can. I already said that Mercury will be Cassini the Sun, so the sun is going to be outshining our normal mental faculties. We may find ourselves in some unique situations that kind of go out of character for us this weekend, especially considering that the moon will be in Gemini conjunct Jupiter starting the weekend off. And that moon in Gemini conjunct Jupiter will be making a trine to the sun in Aquarius, giving it extra juice to start the weekend off. We may actually experience a massive burnout come Monday, 12 a.m., because the energy this weekend really has us pushing our limits. Venus just entered the sign of Aries, and Venus is uncomfortable there. And she's kind of weak. Aries is the god of war, and Venus is the goddess of love. However, love and war do go hand in hand, and Aries is kind of obsessed with Venus, and Venus is, kind of obsessed with Aries. So for these two not to just explode the whole weekend and take the cake away from the Aquarian Sun, they need discipline. I suggest that you go into this weekend as a strong, sacred warrior with your passions in check and your thrill for adventure alive. Warriors go on many adventures, and this weekend definitely has the potential for you getting lost. Just, carry a shield, some food, and prepare well so that if you get stuck out there, you're not starving or unarmed. So the themes of love and war are high this weekend. And next weekend, I have planned a very special Valentine's episode because Friday is Valentine's Day, and I really, really want to talk more about Venus and her ingress into Aries. What I plan to do is get into Venus's origins, historically and mythologically, along with her love affair with Aries and her disregard for her word. It will be a juicy episode next weekend, and like I said, I have to keep this episode short and sweet because I got a lot to do and I got a lot to sow. If you're in Portland, please come out and support local artists by being an attendee of the Portland Winter Light Festival, an event that happens throughout the whole entire city of Portland, east, north, south, and west. I'm sending y'all so much love. Thank you for listening, and you all will catch me next week with a very special Valentine weekend goddess report. Love you all. Peace on earth.